is the Relevant Podcast.
It's episode 1016, and it's the Relevant Podcast here in Orlando. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia is Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Austin, Texas, author, speaker, podcaster, Jamie Ivey.
Hey, guys.
And from Nashville, Tennessee, artist, producer, and mogul, Derek Miner.
What up, though?
We have a great show in store for you, but I just want to make sure you guys are good. Daylight savings time just happened. Have you guys adjusted?
Why does this exist?
You guys look a little groggy. You look a little sleepy.
Yeah, it's very depressing. It's extremely depressing. And I thought they ended it. That's the thing. Like,
No.
I
There
thought
was
there
a
was a
potential
vote.
legislation, and it didn't go to a vote.
I thought Donald Trump did it.
Well, two states don't do it.
Indiana and somebody.
Arizona doesn't, I don't think.
Good for them. Good for
Yeah.
them.
They were talking in church on Sunday morning, like, hey, don't forget, well, the Sunday before daylight savings, they were talking, hey, everyone, don't forget about the clock thing.
Who has a clock anymore? Our phones just change.
Yeah, exactly. First off, who's using like a traditional alarm clock?
Like,
do we
in the old hotels from the 90s.
Yeah,
I guess,
right.
like,
exactly. Is this announcement even necessary anymore? Like,
I
we
don't
all have
think so.
iPhones that are wired to some clock on a satellite somewhere. The other thing too is I could have sworn they ended this. I could have sworn when there was like it makes me think that, like, you know, reality has splintered, because I have a distinct memory of thinking like, oh, this is
It was
finally like
proposed.
bipartisan. Yeah.
No, it was proposed but did not pass. I remember that. Or it didn't even get to a vote. Like, they decided to table it. But it was talked about.
Look, we're right here during like midterm election season. If there's just one candidate who's like, I'm a single, it's like the rent is too high guy. Remember him from a couple years ago? All he had was one platform. He didn't care about any other issues.
Yeah.
If someone would just take up the issues that people care about, we got to figure something out with the paper straw situation. Okay, I don't want to see turtles with plastic straws up their nose just as much as but the paper straws ain't working. Okay, that is.
Oh, Tennessee has abandoned those.
Yeah,
they abandoned those after the first month.
I mean, you know, there's no greater virtue signal than someone trying to slurp down like an iced coffee in a rapidly deteriorating piece of paper. Okay. They just don't work. They make that an issue to figure out the straw situation and to end this daylight saving times madness. And that is their only two issues. They're just like, look, I'm just going to punt on everything else, but these two things I will figure out.
I just looked it up. Why does it exist? And it's because they're trying to maximize sunlight in the northern hemisphere. So in the fall, you will have an hour. They will basically move an hour of sunlight from your morning to after work.
We don't live in an agrarian society.
But it's not about farmers. It's actually about the economy, that people are more likely to be out and spending money during the daylight. So they want to extend the buying hours, push it back.
Okay.
And it's not an agrarian thing. That's the rumor, but it's actually a 20th century economy thing.
It makes sense, but we all get our packages on Amazon.
Yeah,
so
who cares?
We don't need it.
Who cares?
And it's
Yeah.
like, you're not changing how many hours of daylight we have. You know, I mean, it's just the same. I mean,
But won't it feel like in the fall that like we'll go to work in the dark and like it's dark almost when we get home?
it's like during winter, even here in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm driving home at 4:30 and it's dark. Or
Yeah, I hate that.
I kind of dig it.
You like it?
I'm a night owl, so I during the summer here, it's like daytime until 9:30. I'm like, I don't
love
want
it.
to be swimming at 9. I want to be anyway. All right, we'll move this along. We have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, David Crowder joins us. I wonder what he thinks about daylight savings time. We'll
he
ask him.
hates it.
You know.
Ask him about that in paper straws, and
He hates
just because everyone has an
He
opinion.
definitely hates
I
paper
think
straws.
we know where he comes down on paper straws. Yeah, come on.
I think everyone hates paper
Everyone
straws.
hates them.
They're everywhere.
Except for the dolphins.
Not in
Yeah,
Tennessee.
sea turtles. Yeah, sea turtle nostrils.
You know, the only place growing up as a kid, the only place I ever experienced paper straws was SeaWorld. Because
Oh.
stupid tourists would throw their straws into the whale tanks and stuff, and it was really bad. So like they went paper straws like in the 80s, you know, but it was always like soggy, terrible. Everybody hated the SeaWorld straws, and now that's the common thing.
Yeah, now you go to Payway and, you know,
Yeah.
You might as well just not even have a lid. Just
roll up a
straw.
napkin, stick it in your drink.
And
That's
then
what you're
you get the
drinking out of.
Starbucks with like the sippy cup lid. No one's asking
Yep.
for that either. Okay, there has to be middle ground here. We've lost our minds. We have lost our minds. The most basic technology, efficiently slurping liquid, we've abandoned. Okay, we got to figure something out here. Elon, don't worry about Twitter. Okay, we got a straw catastrophe happening in this country right now.
Yo, this is what we deserve. We deserve for whoever the president is, for that to be the main thing that the two presidential candidates are debating. That's what we deserve as,
Yeah,
as
if
a
they can
country.
solve that problem, I trust them with bigger problems.
Hold on. But if you think, but there's no regulation about this. This is free will, free market businesses choosing to do this to us. There's no government regulation. So I don't want it in a presidential debate because I don't want the government coming into my straws.
Didn't New York do something where it
Actually,
was
you
like,
know what? I think locally, there are
Yeah.
cities
Is it a
that have
state
done
thing?
it. It probably
it's a
is.
state
yeah.
by state thing, right?
It is a New York City thing. I would guess probably San Francisco. Yeah.
This is at the level. This is a situation that's at the level of a constitutional amendment. We need to figure this out as a country.
Weed and paper straws are the two. We need to not have a state by state situation. Yeah. Okay.
We can figure those out. I have hope. I have hope for all
And
of our
sports
other
betting.
America.
Sports betting too. That's a state by state thing. So
Most of
So
this-
basically, you're a nationalist. You want to take away all states' rights away, and you want to make it
on fundamental issues. Like you got you got.
Because I thought you were a libertarian, saying, "Don't tell me what to put in my drink."
Here we go.
Look,
Here we go.
There are certain inalienable rights that must be protected. Speech, religion,
Hey,
freedom of the
Cameron,
press.
everybody has a price, man. Everybody has a price to jump ship. Jesse said I'm out.
sensible straw design.
Yeah.
These are
Make
the
me a
things.
socialist. Long as we can get rid of the paper straws, I will be a socialist. I'm with it.
These
hilarious.
are inalienable rights endowed by our creator. Sensible straw design is now among them. I think, like I said, if they
I
can
feel
solve
like it's a
that
health
issue,
crisis. It hurts your mouth. It's a health crisis. No one wants that.
it's like you ever eaten a Reese's cup and forget to take that second wrapper off.
What?
It's happened.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
lie.
hot.
Part around
Yes, Jamie, have you done it? Or
it? No,
take
I haven't, but it makes me laugh to think about
How
someone
much
doing
candy
it.
are you consuming that you're just shoveling it in and not even fully unwrapping it?
All right, how about this? Has anyone taken a bite of the muffin and forgot to take or a cupcake and forgot to take the paper?
Okay,
No.
Ben, I
No.
can give you. If it's a really big muffin, sometimes you
no.
can't even see it. You think there's no paper on
No,
it.
no, that's not true, Jamie. That's not true. That's not true. That's a lie.
It's not true.
That's not true.
Hey, slow down.
It
slow
happens
eating.
to people. It happens to people, and it happens every day.
Or maybe
And that's
this, Jesse, you take the wrapper off, but you miss a part. And you
Exactly.
I can see that. I can see that. Like
now.
now and later's, you know, the wrapper would
Yeah,
get
because
stuck. I
it
can
melted
see
onto
that.
it. Yeah.
I can see that. Not a muffin or a Reese's cup though.
All right, how about this? Let's find some middle ground here. You had a pack of Starburst in your pocket for a while, and the
it
body
melted.
heat kind of melted the sugar into the wrapper, and you're picking, and you're just like, I'm just gonna eat a couple pieces of paper on this one. Like, I'm not getting it off. That is drinking out of a paper straw.
Or the Hubba Bubba bubble gum that I left in the console, the armrest in the car, and it
For
cooked.
3 years.
And the paper got baked onto that thing. You're eating around the paper though. I'm not just going to pop the paper in the mouth. I'm going to pick the gum out as best I
Some
can.
people are going for
I
it.
don't have all day.
Yeah.
I don't have all day. Okay. Listen, I'm either going to abandon the gum or the Starburst with the melted paper or not. That's the situation.
Understand.
You need to talk to
I
Starbucks. That's
understand.
who you need to talk to, not your government
That's what I'm
leaders.
saying. Yeah, you got to
There we
go
go.
to the corporate level. You got to
There we
go.
go.
I'm just saying, we don't sell leaded paint anymore.
We gotta
Like, there's
fight.
certain
We gotta
things-
fight big paper, man. You gotta take the fight to them to fight big paper.
Jesse, we don't sell leaded paint because the leaded paint is bad for the environment. So environmental regulations did it. You're saying you do away with the paper and go back to the bad for the environment straws. Nobody's going to regulate that direction.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying go back to plastic. I'm saying find a solution because
Find a middle ground.
what the paper straws do is it
A
turns
firm,
people.
biodegradable straw is what you want.
Listen, because what
Yes.
all paper straws do is turn people against the environment. They get mad. They get mad at the earth.
They're going to extra litter just to
Exactly.
balance out that dumb straw they had to take.
So there's the paper straws, then there's the white straws with the red line on them. And
Right.
I went to a place and they had a brown straw.
Brown
that-
straw with speckles.
with speckles on it. So what is
Dude,
that?
that's
Is
a
that
great
better?
straw.
But I'm saying, is that better for the environment or not? Like,
It
I
is
need to know.
biodegradable. It's
Because
biodegradable.
I feel
think
like it's better, but I don't know. It could be like, you know how they say organic in the store and it's not really organic. So
No, it's I think it's too expensive.
Because they have bamboo. They have bamboo too.
or they got metal straws, but you know
you
those
just gotta
are
buy
those
them and put them in your purse.
and they're very dangerous. You know, if you slip and fall while drinking a metal straw.
Okay. The brown straws are compostable, so they are biodegradable. They're made
Okay.
from cornstarch-based plastic, like our PLA straws, to provide consumers with a comparable and eco-friendly replacement for traditional plastic straws.
Wait a minute. I just thought about something. Do y'all remember? It was maybe a year ago. We had a show where the person was making water and you just put the whole water ball in your mouth and it just
I remember that.
dissolves. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah, I
Why
do.
don't they make straws out of that?
They gelatinized water. I remember that.
Why don't we just well, that might not work for the straws. I don't know.
I don't want to go to Starbucks and get a glob of beverage and just have to plop the blob in my mouth.
I mean, listen, we're saving the environment.
I'm laughing at how long we've been talking about straws.
Put your pumpkin spice latte. Imagine just taking a big glob of a pumpkin spice latte. You put
Wouldn't you
it in
love?
your
Wouldn't you
mouth,
love some?
and that joint
Wouldn't you
just-
love some debate moderator just to go rogue and every question is about this? Like, I want to pivot to the economy.
That feels like
Tell
a
me about
Saturday
how
Night
much
Live
it
sketch.
costs to develop this the new straw technology. Mr. Senator, the floor is yours. You have 30 seconds. Rebuttals? What about curly straws? Have we thought about that?
Whatever happened to curly straws? That was a highlight as a kid.
What about those Slurpee straws with the little spoon at the bottom?
They're a little wider. Have you ever had a Slurpee and you got the wrong straw? You got a normal thin straw?
I
and you're like,
hate it. It ruins
You're
the
like
whole
popping
experience.
veins in your
for
forehead?
sure.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
man.
All right, moving the show along. Stay tuned. Up next, it's Slices. You're listening to Small Pools and Yacht Club. The song is Motion. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Tim Tebow's book, Look Again. Have you ever wondered what would change if you truly believed you were infinitely valuable to God? In his New York Times bestselling book, Look Again, Tim Tebow reveals the powerful truth that when we learn to see the image of God in every person, including those we struggle to love, everything changes. Tebow shares incredible stories from his work with people the world often overlooks, and it will challenge you to stand up to the lies, rediscover the worth that everyone has, and impact the world for good. Find Look Again by Tim Tebow, available now wherever books are sold. Okay, it's time for
Slices.
What do you have, Jesse?
All right, like I said, I feel like we've covered the important stuff today. But this is a study.
Straws and daylight savings time.
Yeah, pointing out that someone needs to solve those problems. But this is a study that honestly, it just confirms, I think, what a lot of our listeners already know. But it talked to 10,000 people between the ages of 13 and 25. So young people. And it found a correlation between their commitment to faith and overall mental health, particularly during the pandemic. 53% of the correspondents said that if they had to rank all of their challenges in life, mental health would be number one. But out of those, people who said that they are connected to a religious community said that they are flourishing more than people who said they were outside of a religious community. But even if they aren't a part of a active, church or some sort of religious, Bible study or something, even if they've incorporated religious or spiritual disciplines into their daily life, see a significant bump in mental health, especially since the pandemic. But it's not just isolated to things like prayer, but also like yoga or meditation, any of these like religious spiritual practices. People saw a pretty significant bump in how they kind of self-reported the state of their mental health, which I feel like this is a somewhat obvious study, but it also confirms, I think, just the importance of taking those practices seriously.
I think it has a lot. It's even like the slice I'm going to talk about next. These kind of go really good together. Just about like even since the pandemic, how we've all felt these like new formed feelings of loneliness that maybe people hadn't experienced before, and how people are dealing with that and seeing that when they are remembering to incorporate things that maybe they hadn't before, or maybe they had let go, that it actually does help them. And then there's the opposite that I'm going to talk about, is how it can go poorly as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious on that side of it, because I feel like some of this is self-evident, right? Like I think, sort of the barrier of entry, like making a lifestyle change, or, where you're incorporating some of these disciplines into your day-to-day life, or getting involved in a community. Like once you cross that barrier of entry, I feel like it's easy to see the benefits, but it is a somewhat high bar if that's, totally foreign to you. But I do think it's cool, especially because this study was primarily concerned with people within, Gen Z, that, not only are there self-reported issues with mental health seemed extremely high. More than half of the people within that demographic said that mental health was their primary problem in life. That, one of the anecdotes is, pretty timeless, which is the embrace of some spiritual disciplines.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. What do you have, Jamie?
Well, mine's also was yours about Gen Z? That's what you said, right?
Yep.
Yeah, mine too. And so this is a new report that just came out that shows that since 2021, young adults, particularly Gen Z, they're talking about, have been turning to drugs at alarming levels. So this is why it's like the opposite of what you're just talking about, Jesse. And it was conducted by a UK youth charity group. And it found that there's been a 50% increase in drug use among people ages 16 to 25, and a 75% increase in using drugs as a form of escapism. So they're yearning for something, and so they're heading to drugs. Interestingly, young people's use of alcohol has decreased within the last year, which I find that so intriguing. And when I thought about it during COVID and stuff, I thought, oh, well, they're not hanging out with people, so they're doing less drinking. But it said, the study showed that in 2021, 74% of young people reported drinking alcohol. And this year, 2022, that number has fallen to 51%. But the study is saying that this is probably because they're turning away from alcohol to focus on drugs.
Dang, that's rough.
And so
it's like the numbing. It's not social drinking. It was drinking to numb. Obviously, with Jesse's mental health stuff, you got to quiet your brain. Alcohol is accessible. They do that. And now that I was reading that study, and they're wondering if with so many states legalizing weed and different things, making it far more accessible, that now they're just shifting over because they can more quickly numb with fewer health side effects, weight gain, things like that. And it's quicker and easier to numb themselves with drugs than it was alcohol now, or it's a more significant numbing or something.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So it's not like, hey, yay, they're moving away from alcohol. Oh, no, they're just moving to drugs.
They're moving towards drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What do you have, Derek?
Mine is a little less heavy.
Go for it. That's good.
So praise the Lord for that. But my homegirl, Tay-Tay, which I'm going to keep it real. For those of you that don't know, I have a pet name for Taylor. I call her Tay-Tay. So if I ever see her, I'm probably going to call her Tay-Tay in real life. on accident and get in
She would
trouble.
love it, I bet.
But she probably would love it for real, for real. But my homegirl Tay Tay has been breaking crazy records with this new record. First of all, it's been 5 years since someone has sold 1 million copies of a record
In the first week.
in the first week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift has done it in 3 days. And you know who was the last person to do it?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor
Taylor
Swift.
Swift.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. If anybody wants to know who runs music, it's Taylor Swift.
Yes.
But did you see the Billboard 100 the week after the release?
It's all Taylor Swift.
100%. The first time in history that songs 1 through 10 were one artist was
It's
this week.
all Taylor Swift. If anybody wants to know who runs music, it is no doubt, no question, it's Taylor Swift.
And she announced
And-
a stadium tour, and the stadium sold out immediately. Not an arena tour, football stadium, 70,000 people, completely sold out.
And here's what I respect about Taylor with that situation. She actually announced the ticket prices and kept them fair for people to be able to do it. Because, you know, Ticketmaster and all them add all these different numbers. Or she's like, nah, this is what we doing. This is the price, you know. And so I respect that about that. But another thing that's interesting, extremely interesting, she sold 500,000 physical copies of the project.
Yeah,
via
that is
vinyl.
crazy.
Like that's insane. That's a level of consumption that,
Well, it's 500,000 vinyls.
which is, it's crazy. Like it's mind blowing.
Yeah, one CD. That didn't include CDs. That was vinyls only.
Right. 500,000 vinyls.
Wow.
She is a baller. Like when it comes to this, whatever she's done to be able to create the level of love for her fan base, or her fan base loves her in an amazing way, and it's dope. So shout out to Tay Tay. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you need an intern, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? I'll pull up. Hey, look, what you need? Coffee? What you need? Tay Tay, I'm here. Holla at your boy. I'm around. Show me your ways.
Hey, I'm not a pop music fan, but this was a good album. It really is a good album. And
Yeah.
she works with the right people. She's a great songwriter. She kind of shifts from genre to genre based on
Yeah.
where she's at in life. It rings authentic when she does it. When she went country, it rang authentic. When she went pop, when she went, wilderness.
Indie rock, kind of with like Bon Iver and the National last time. Yeah.
Yeah, and she seems, everybody's gonna say whatever, but she seems to be a pretty decent human being. You don't really see a lot of like insane stuff. I mean, yeah, every now and again you hear like the little breakup stories, but anytime there's a breakup, there's going to be two sides to the story. But for the most part, you haven't really heard a lot of craziness. She's just a person that a lot of people want to root for. So it's good good stories like this, especially for the music business, because the music business has been trying to figure it out. She's figured it out. Whatever she's doing, everybody just follow the model of Tay Tay.
Yeah.
By the way, Mr. haven't released an album since 2018. When is a new Derek Minor project coming?
Yeah. What you got, man?
Oh, well, I have a single coming out this month.
Okay.
So
A single that's leading up to an LP?
yeah, we working on it. So I got a project that's in the works. But I got a single coming out this month. I think it's November 18th.
All right, well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, David Crowder joins us.
Only you take me out of the gate, yeah, out of the gate, yeah. I'm on the way, yeah, out of the gate, yeah. I'm on the stage, yeah. I made it, take it, I hit a wave. I'm dead man, brought me back to life. Dead man, brought me back to life. Dead man, brought me back to life. Yeah, dead man, now I'm living twice. My mama, boy, tell him the real drop. All on the gram, I'm just a fisherman whenever my reels drop. Hell out.
You're listening to KB and Brandon Lake. The song is Graves. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by John Mark Comer's book, Garden City, a book that speaks to the tension we all feel between work, rest, and purpose. The New York Times bestselling author John Mark Comer takes us to the scriptures to identify what it really means to be human and flips the script on the idea that who you are matters, not what you do. He shows that God created us for meaningful work and meaningful rest. Both matter. This book helps you ask and answer the big questions. Does God care where I work? Is there a direction for my life? So you can discern God's heart for your calling, your rhythms, and the way His Spirit wants to shape every part of your life. If you're longing for purpose and a more grounded way to live, check out the new hardcover edition of Garden City wherever books are sold. Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting GodTheScienceTheEvidence.com. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Erwin McManus's book, The Barbarian Way. Some books don't just inspire you, they confront you. The Barbarian Way, now celebrating its 20th anniversary, is one of those books. If you felt the pull of God towards something deeper and wilder than the safe, predictable version of faith that we settle for, McManus reminds us that following Jesus was never meant to be tame. It's meant to awaken courage, passion, and purpose God placed inside us. He draws from the wild stories of Abel, Noah, Moses, Rahab, and others to remind us that following God wasn't meant to be tame. Safe faith isn't working. Step into the story God is writing for you. Choose passion, choose boldness, choose The Barbarian Way. Available now wherever books are sold. Well, our guest today is David Crowder. You know him. He's one of our favorite Christian artists. Been around for years, and he's just dropped a brand new album right in time for the holidays. Here's our conversation with David Crowder.
Well, I am so excited to meet with you and to talk about your Christmas album. Before we get started, I need to know, are you a put the Christmas tree up as soon as you can person, or do you wait till Thanksgiving?
It's awkward to be talking about this. We're a post-Thanksgiving family. Yes,
okay.
I grew up that way. It's hard. It's hard for me to talk about. If the album wasn't so fun, I would have just like boycotted this whole, roll out the album early. You don't start holiday songs till the holidays there. We got to get through pumpkin spice before you get to like the wassail, one beverage at a time. Let's keep them separated.
Yeah. See, that's funny because when this album was coming out, I was like, he has his Christmas tree up already. So this is breaking news to me.
Well, but I'm going to tell you, we did have Christmas tree. This is why the Christmas album happened. We had Christmas at our house happen early this year because this is the most bizarre story. You got a knock at the door, and there's like these people, and they're like, "Hey, we're with Marvel Studios, and we're going to do the Marvel cinema."
Yeah, I think I've heard of them.
Yeah, they make the superhero films.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're with Marvel, and we are going to do a Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. And they told us the plot of it. And I'm like, okay, first of all, that may be the funniest joke ever in cinema. They said the plot deal is that the Guardians want to give a gift to Star-Lord to cheer him up. And they think the best thing they can give to him is the person, Kevin Bacon. And so they're going to go kidnap Kevin Bacon from Earth, who they would like for Kevin Bacon's house to be our house. So they want to break in our house and steal Kevin Bacon. And I'm like, wait, what? Rewind all of that.
Yeah.
That's magnificent. And yes, absolutely. So we're like, are things going to blow up? Because, you're Marvel, you blow things up. Please, are you going to blow up our house?
Question.
Please say yes. And we were up for it. We were like, whatever Kevin Bacon needs, he's given us enough. We're, and then we win the game forever too. I'm like, so does this mean we get to win the game? Like we're 0 degrees away? They're like, yes, you would win the game and you would. But so here's what happened when Marvel does Christmas time, because it's set at Christmas time, and They do. It was Marvel Christmas. I mean, I think they purchased all of the inflatable Christmas blow up things for yards available, because our whole yard was just like blow up Christmas. And then inside there were obviously decorations, but they're what they have. They call them stunt trees, like a stunt person. No, these are stunt trees because we have a tree that's going to be in the front foyer. Of course, it's going to get destroyed. What else are Christmas trees for?
Yeah.
In movies, if you see a tree in a movie, it's going down. And so this tree goes down, and they immediately have backup trees. They've got backup stunt trees that have been decorated exactly like the tree that went down, because you've got to have that continuity. They got a continuity editor, and so he's like, oh no, that ornament's off. No, they had all these trees. We counted 15 to 16 stunt trees, and they were storing the stunt trees in our bedroom. So we would go to bed at night in a forest of Marvel magic, and wake up. When you get a good sleep and you're like, I don't know where I am, I don't know who I am, I don't know what's going on. Okay, it was like that for every morning for a month, waking up in a Marvel forest. And I'm like, if ever I was to record a Christmas album, this would be the year to do it. I mean, we've already been given the gift of winning the Kevin Bacon game. I think it's time to give back to the people. And so and then two, when am I ever going to have a follow-up to an album titled Milk and Honey, and it obviously just writes itself, Milk and Cookies.
That's just too so clever.
Yeah. So this was the year.
Yeah.
This was the year I couldn't. And to be in a festive mood, as I said, we wouldn't go. There's no way I could get to the Christmas season before Thanksgiving. So that means I would have to write a record in December to release the following year. Nobody wants to do that. That doesn't sound like any fun. You're going to do something and nobody gets to hear it till years later. That doesn't sound like a good idea. So I'm like that. I just didn't want to do one. And then all of a sudden we wound up in a magical Marvel wonderland, and it was meant to be. So this is the year of the Crowder Christmas. Yeah. That's how this happened.
Your praise goes on.
Yeah, I did just with this album, it does feel just so creative, and it goes to so many different, just different when I hear typically when you hear a Christian artist is putting out a Christmas album, I have a general idea of what it's going to sound like, and this did not sound like that in a beautiful way. And so
that part,
yeah. So how did you decide what songs you wanted to do and how you wanted to piece this together?
Most of the flow of it came from what original content we were coming up with. I kind of had the funny ones were sitting out there. The line, "She's so sick of the beard," from The Ballad of Mrs. C, I've had for years. And I'm like, if I ever get back around to doing some Christmas stuff, this may be my favorite song that I'll have ever written. It's an analog for, I can identify with parts of Santa. The guy doesn't even work. What's his deal? He got one day a year he's out. And I've had my wife say to me, you have a very cute hobby. You play music, man. It's like, you can't call this a job. So I was really hoping that it would turn out in a fun way, and that my wife was still in approval of, and she thinks it's hilarious. So that's what we were going for. Is she's so sick of the beard. that's just too good. So we had that one in the Elf song, which is a workers' rights. That's a workers' rights song. The elves, they're kind of in a similar boat. They're doing all the work. All the heavy lifting, and I don't think they have the clothing. That is not the right clothing. OSHA would have a fit. Yeah, those shoes, they're going to get caught in something. This is dangerous work environment, and so somebody had to stand up for the little man. So it's my Dylan-esque workers' rights song is the Elf song, and I had those kind of sitting there, and out of our originals is we knew kind of how many holes and gaps we needed to fill, and so I just got to pick some of my favorites. The Winter Wonderland, what's the White Christmas? The White Christmas, kind of, it's like a little Appalachian punk rock version of White Christmas, I had probably growing up, that was the ballady version of, like probably the Bing Crosby version of where he's whistling. That was my favorite Christmas carol growing up. And in my head, when we got towards the end of the record, I still kept saying, White Christmas, White Christmas. I want to do White Christmas. And by the time we got to the end, there's no way we could go to the ballady thing. And so we went hard after that Go Tell It on the Mountain version. We went hard in my mind, it feels like the end of the story time. I could see credits rolling in it. It's like we get to the Milk and Cookies album, and then it's just like, this was a great ride. We had a great time. And that's where White Christmas fell in. But it was fun just picking stuff that I really loved and that suited the mood of where the album was going as a whole.
She's so sick of the beard. She's missing her man, and that sweet face he hides under there. Hasn't seen it in years.
As you were making this, while this whole Marvel production is going on, were you inspired by anything, like from watching this movie being made in your house?
No, I wouldn't, not directly, other than the meticulousness of that you would have stunt trees. It made me appreciate the construction process and the process of creativity, that there's a lot of work involved to pull off a thing that, I mean, for this thing, it's, going to be like 45 minutes to an hour. And our little scene at the house where they come and I don't know how many minutes it's going to take up, but not a lot. And the amount of energy and time, the amount of people, the work ethic of all the people that were on our site. I mean, there was a gal that was in our home, this is not exaggerating, for a month decorating these trees so that every little bit of tinsel was in the right spot, so that when this guy they just put it back in. And to just think, they're not going to use half of these stunt trees, they're just going to sit, we got it, and the gal has to be like, but I made like 7 more, like use my there was a lot of moments like that felt like an analog, very analogous to what making music or an album is like. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that the album turns out to be about half an hour long, and yet it was going to be a big portion of my life this year was spent with these songs and trying to craft a thing that hopefully will bring a little joy to some folks around this 1 month out of 12,
Yeah.
So that probably would be the biggest inspiring thing I took away from watching them work is, you got to be close to something that's as big as a franchise as Marvel and see that they don't play around. And this is, it's a lot of work to make something feel magical and special. It's not easy. And that part, I think I'll live with for a while.
That was David Crowder. Did you catch what he told us? They shot that new Guardians of the Galaxy movie at his house? That is insane. Hey, if you want to see more of that, see some pictures, go over to relevantmags.com. We got a little write-up, folks. We got a little scoop. All right. Stay tuned. Up next, it's our game. How did we get here? You're listening to Gene. The song is Chemical Emotion. Okay, it's time for How Did We Get Here? So this is a game that Emily wrote. It's her first one. She's very nervous. So
I'm excited about this because at least Tyler didn't write the game. So
but you know what,
I love Tyler, but
you'll feel Tyler. It's her first game, and she
has to be
tried
nervous.
to channel the Tyler Huckabee thing. And I said, you know what, Emily?
Don't try to channel the Tyler
thing. We can
thing.
free you from that moving forward. You can find your own lane, and we can
want
do totally
Emily's
different
games.
Yeah, exactly
No,
right. But anyway,
don't make the Tyler games. Make the Emily games. I love you, Tyler, if you're listening, but don't do the Tyler games.
all right. So this one is about sequels because this weekend, the long-awaited Black Panther sequel, Wakanda Forever, hits theaters. The beauty or perhaps terror of sequels is that they have a way of taking a beloved story in unexpected directions. How else could Dominic Toretto launch a car into space if he didn't have 8 sequels to help get him there? So to celebrate the absurdity of sequels, we're going to play this game called How Did We Get Here? The cast will hear a tagline from a sequel and match it to the original movie. We did a movie game of not long ago that was similar to this. This is specifically sequels only. Okay? So here we go.
right.
Jesse, you're up first. Here's the tagline. I'll give you 3 choices. You tell me what movie this is for the sequel of. I'm going to list original movies. You tell me this tagline is for the sequel. Okay. Once Upon Another Time, ... Was that for a Cinderella story sequel, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, or Shrek?
I really want it to be Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters because I didn't even know that was a movie. But I'm going to go with Shrek.
Yeah, Shrek 2. That's right. That's
Anything that is any movie to witch hunters, I'm in.
I'm in it.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm
it could
with
be
you,
dumb,
bro.
It could be Dumb and Dumber 2, witch hunters. In,
Yeah.
in.
No. My go-to is the Electric Boogaloo. It's Shrek 2, Electric Boogaloo. It's Hansel and Gretel 2, Electric Boogaloo. That's always my go-to.
Mine used to be to Revenge of the Lycans. Like every time. Like, oh, the Lycans want vengeance. I don't know who they are. I don't know who crossed them. But they're in for
All right.
vengeance.
Derek, here's yours. Tell me which
All right.
tagline this is to. Okay, the battle continues. Was that for the sequel to Left Behind, Star Wars Episode 4, or Jumanji? So not Episode 4, but the one after that, or Jumanji 2. So the battle continues.
Left Behind. That definitely sounds like some evangelical stuff.
Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Star Wars.
No, they didn't do Star Wars like that.
The battle continues. That's all it is. That's kind of vague. Yeah. It's still
Yeah, but that
going.
sounds
Whatever.
like to me, I feel like that's like warriors for Christ fighting the devil. Like
Left
but, you
Behind
know.
2, Electric Boogaloo. The battle continues. All right. Jamie, Rush Hour Hits the Water. Is that for the sequel to Speed, Rush Hour, or Point Break?
Point Break.
No, it's for Speed. Speed 2 Cruise Control. All right. One round down. Jesse's up.
I
1-0.
didn't watch that
Here we
one.
go.
You
This-
cannot go below 40 knots with nothing but ocean open ahead of you. And they're like, well, that doesn't sound that urgent. We'll just keep on cruising, I guess. Yeah.
Round 2. These are worth 2 points each. Here we go. Jesse, you're up. This time, it's personal. Was that for the sequel to Ocean's 11, Air Bud, or Jaws?
I'm pretty certain it's Ocean's 11, but I really wish it was AirPod.
It's the sequel to Jaws 2, The Revenge. This time, it's personal. Yep. You didn't get that one. All right, Derek. No man, no law, no war can stop him. Is that for the sequel to Rambo, God's Not Dead, or National Treasure?
I really wanted to be God's Not Dead for sure. But we going with Rambo. That was too macho for it not to be Rambo.
Rambo First Blood Part 2. You are correct. All right. Derek's got 2 points. Jesse has 1. All right, Jamie, here we go. The boys are back in town and they have competition. Is that for the sequel to Men in Black, Dumb and Dumber, or Alvin and the Chipmunks?
I think it's Alvin and Chipmunks.
That is correct. It is to Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakle. The Squeakle.
The Squeakquel. Yeah.
The Squeakquel. And I've seen
Again,
it.
I like
It's
it.
because the Chimpettes came in,
Right.
like the Chimpettes.
Again,
and
I think
Yeah.
a lot of
I've seen
movies
it.
without context would just do well if the second in their series was called the Squeakquel. And you're just like, I wonder what's going on this time around. And the Lycans want revenge. All right, in.
like a haunted, like a horror movie. The Squeakquel. Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
I'm
can
with
see
it. I'm with it.
All right,
I rock
round
with it.
3. These are worth 3 points each. Right now, the score is Jesse 1, Derek 2, Jamie 2. So still anybody's game. This is the final round. Here we go.
Final round.
All right. Feel the speed, feel the rush. Is that for the sequel to Herbie Fully Loaded, Fast and Furious, or Cars?
I'm gonna go Cars here.
No, it's Fast and Furious. That was for Fast 5. Fast 5.
I feel like that was just the slogan for all of them. Like,
Feel the speed, feel the rush.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Get on up. It's bobsled
yeah,
time.
literally, is that for the whole series? Why did they pick it just for 5? You know?
That's true.
Was I not feeling the speed and the rush during the first 4 or the subsequent 6 or whatever?
Yeah. All right, Derek, here we go. The Man with the Hat is back. Is that tagline for the sequel to The Cat in the Hat, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, or Raiders of the Lost Ark? The Man with the Hat is back.
Hey, this is crazy. What'd you say the choices were?
The Cat in the Hat, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, or Raiders of the Lost Ark?
You know what? I'm going Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
No, Raiders of the Lost Ark. That was for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. The Man with the Hat is back is what they put on the poster.
For sure. All right.
Jamie, you can
I'm
win
coming
it
for the
right
win.
now.
Yep.
I do have a tiebreaker if you don't get this. All right, here we go. No More Secrets. His Greatest Battle Begins.
Okay.
Is that the sequel to Spider-Man, Casino Royale, or Pinocchio?
Oh no, Jesse knows it. No More Secrets. His what begins?
His Greatest Battle Begins. Spider-Man, James Bond, Casino Royale, or Pinocchio?
I'm gonna go with Spider-Man.
Yes, Spider-Man 2. You win the game. 5 points.
Jamie, I'm impressed. I really wish that Pinocchio had a dark secret.
It's impressive how I could win, and I've seen probably hardly any of these movies. So there you go.
Well, you've seen the posters. You go to movie
seen the
theaters quite a
posters.
bit. Yeah, that's how you need to do
I
it.
do.
All right. Congratulations.
How did we get here?
All right, before we wrap things up, I want to thank David Crowder for joining us. His latest album, Milk and Cookies, is available now. Great way to set the... I don't know if you... I don't listen to holiday or Christmas music this early, but maybe you do. You can be an early adopter. I'm going to listen to it in a couple of weeks. Hey, like I said, make sure to check out the article we have about the Guardians of the Galaxy movie being shot at his house. We have a video tour and more over at relevantmagazine.com. It's pretty cool. Also, while you're at the site, make sure to check out our fall digital issue. We have conversations with MIA, the cast of The Rings of Power, Sterling K. Brown, Regina Hall, and a lot more. If you're a Relevant Plus subscriber, you get the ad-free, beautifully designed, enhanced edition of the magazine. Make sure to check that out in your account dashboard. Also, while you're at the site, make sure to check out our daily content covering the intersection of faith, life, and culture. And make sure to head over to our faith section where we publish Deeper Walk every day, our morning devotional. It's a great way to start your morning. It's right there in the faith section. And you can sign up for a email to have the day's devotional sent to your inbox. Okay, on that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Jamie Ivey.
And I'm Derek Miner.
See you next time. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
We got to figure something out with the paper straw situation, okay?
Relevant Podcast Network.